The chapel of the Duchess Eleonora of Toledo was one of the first projects Duke Cosimo carried out after transferring his residence to the Palazzo della Signoria. The small rectangular room next to the chambers intended for the Duchess was decorated by Agnolo Bronzino, who here created one of the masterpieces of 16th century Florentine painting.
On the ceiling, Bronzino devised a scheme with most beautiful angels and 4 figures.
St. Francis shown receiving the stigmata, St. Jerome, to whom the Spanish Duchess was especially devoted, St. Michael the Archangel overcoming the devil, and St. John the Evangelist, the author of the Apocalypse. The scenes from the life of Moses, frescoed on the walls, are intended to prefigure the coming of Christ, who is shown in the altarpiece, the Deposition from the Cross. Moses striking water from the rock is an antitype of baptism. The crossing of the Red Sea looks forward to Christ walking on the waters. The fall of manna from heaven refers to the Eucharist, and the raising up of the brazen serpent prefigures the crucifixion, announced by the prophet David and the Erythraean Sibyl. The Chapel of Eleonora is the only room in the palace where there are no explicit references to the Medici family. The Medici Toledo coat of arms, originally to go in the centre of the ceiling, was replaced by the Trinity. Nevertheless, the face of the Virgin Annunciate, to the right of the altarpiece, is that of Cosimo's eldest daughter, Maria. The cold enamel colours, the sculptural poses of the half-naked figures, and the almost ostentatious realism of detail create in the chapel a profane and abstract atmosphere of great fascination, which aroused the enthusiasm of Vasari.
This work, as something painted in fresco, has no equal.
In the palazzo, before Cosimo's arrival, there was already a place of prayer, the Chapel of the Priors next to the audience room. The decoration, painted in 1514 by Ridolfo del Ghirlandaio, has classical motifs against a background of fictive gold mosaic. In the centre of the ceiling is the Trinity, surrounded by angels with the symbols of the Passion and by the 4 evangelists. On the lunette opposite the altar is the Annunciation. In the background is a view of the Florentine church of the Santissima Annunziata. The subject had an important civic significance because in Florence and her territories until the 18th century, the year always began on the 25th of March, the feast of the Annunciation. Very different in kind is the decoration in the chapel of Leo X, carried out as part of Vasari's scheme for transforming the palace into the residence and glorification of the Duke. The scenes from the life of Christ and of St. John the Baptist, the city's patron, do in fact take second place to the celebration of St. Cosmas and Damian, the protectors of the Medici family, who are shown on either side of Raphael's Madonna dell'Impanata, now replaced by a copy. In order to emphasize the Medician significance of these saints, St. Cosmas is shown with the features of Cosimo il Vecchio and St. Damian with those of Cosimo I. The personal symbols of the latter also appear on the polychrome terracotta pavement: the Capricorn, which was the Duke's zodiacal sign, and the turtle with a sail, intended to symbolize his prudence and decisiveness.